What's up, everybody on YouTube? How's everybody doing? I'm doing just fine, doing awesome actually. So today, welcome back to another Blondskunk's Building World episode. And oh my god, there's a lot of new things. Maybe one you might notice right off the bat, the audio quality, and also some building. Yeah, I've gone ahead and actually purchased a new microphone, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. But yeah, let's talk about all the progress that's been done on Blondskunk's Building World today, because I've been doing a lot of work in this world. I've been loving it. I actually been getting back into building in this world again, because once I get going with a project, I just can't stop. New ideas keep popping in my head and everything. So first off, lots of progress being done on the main entrance area here. In last episode, we actually worked on the guilds over there, which is huge. I mean, we're already starting up a guild district, and this is actually going to be the path design for the kingdom, which I think is pretty nice. It's got a nice border going around the actual pathway itself, and then where it steps up on like a hill like this, we have some actual half slabs they're going to be going around. So I think that's a nice design, and we're going to still have that little bit of randomness in the build, or in the pathway design, because I like that in pathways. I don't want it to be like this just straightforward path. I still want it to have a little bit of randomness, which I think works pretty well using the blocks that we use in this pathway. So we got this nice little staircase here. I don't know if I want to keep it like this, just random, or have it go straight up. It might be better if we had it a little bit more formal and a little bit more uniform, where it's just going straight, or it's a nice straight pathway, sort of like these staircases right here. I've also added a lot of texture into this part of the build because there was a little bit of it missing. Originally it was just cobble, now we have some andesite mixed in as well. And I've also gone ahead and done that for this area over here. Going up to this part, though, we have more randomness with the cobblestone and the andesite. I absolutely love doing this. And if we go in here, we actually have an entrance for the castle. So we actually have an entrance also for the kingdom as well. It's not done yet. I still have to do the gate design for it. But we actually have one for the castle as well. So if we go into the castle, we have some more randomness. Now I've decided to use gravel instead of stone brick for the inside of here. And I think it works really, really nicely and works out pretty good. So it's just using a simple brush tool, 25% on each material that you see. So stone, cobblestone, andesite, and gravel. So really, really cool. I like doing that. I think it gives the build a nice texture and, you know, makes it a little bit more nice looking. So we actually have a little bit of a floor down in the castle. Now we also have this part right here for the castle. We have a whole new area. So as you can see here, we are going to have a bridge that comes across, and we're going to have this sort of guest house building area, or whatever building it's going to be. I'm not really sure what kind of building it's going to be just yet. I'm thinking it's going to be a guest house for the kings and queens that visit the capital kingdom. So that would kind of be a nice addition, since it does connect to the main building itself here. But yeah, and I also started to work on the big bridge that goes across from the castle to the now to be clock tower, because originally this was going to be called King's Tower, and I think it's still going to be called King's Tower, which I absolutely love. I already love this shape. I think this shape works really well. Now, I did live stream this, and I was asking my stream, do we think this overpowers the castle? And I don't think so. I think it does a really good job of being quite equal to the castle, which is a really good thing. So that's pretty awesome. I think it works out really, really nicely. So that is just some progress update for you. This worked out really well over here. I think all this progress is definitely needed in this world and getting this kingdom going, because we've been working on this kingdom for quite a while now. Now, again, I have been busy. You know, it's it's not anybody's fault. It's just that I have been busy, and sometimes I just don't have time to work in this world, which is unfortunate, because when I do start working in this world, I absolutely love it, and I get so many new ideas and just so much inspiration, and I hope you guys get a lot of inspiration from this series as well. Now, I want to start working on the rich and the medium houses. So we have a lower class, which it's that house over there. I don't have Optifine on right now, so I can't zoom in. But yeah, you can see it is that house over there. We worked on that in an episode. But what I want to do for this episode is come up with a design for the medium houses or the middle class houses and also the rich houses. Now, you could see that the middle class takes up a much bigger portion of the land. Now, that isn't how many actual people are living in this, so we actually do have more middle class. Like right here, you can see it comes through here as well. So this will be the middle class house district. This will be the middle house class district over here, and the higher class, which will be around the castle more like, is not a very big area. All things considered, it's actually going to be a pretty small area, and it's not going to be that big. And there's a reason for that, is because mainly these guys are like people that work for the castle or are higher up within the kingdom's ranks. So there's not a lot of people that are going to be rich unless they work for the castle or under the kingdom's law. So over here we kind of have the poor district, which will also include this area over here. We're going to have shops right here. So there's a lot of different areas, but we want to design some higher class houses and also some medium class houses as well for today's episode, because that is going to be super important. Now the poor house that we have is basically just a simple house like this. Nothing too crazy. It just is basically a square, and then it builds up and it flares out at the top, right? So I want to expand upon this. I want to make the middle class house a little bit bigger and a little bit more decorative. So it's sort of like an upgrade from the poor house, and we want to have that because we want to just be able to distinguish them all. So maybe we'll try and build this guy up to a particular height. I think this might be a good height, or maybe we'll go 4 blocks. Let's see here. Okay, I think I'm gonna go up at actually another blocks like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do for the middle class houses. Because the middle class houses, I want them to kind of resemble like some sort of row home or like a townhouse type of deal, to where multiple people are living within the middle class houses. So it could be it could be bigger families living within the middle class houses. So we want to have the bigger houses, I think a little bit bigger houses, but the rich houses are going to be like really big. So they're going to take up a lot of space. That's why, when you look at that area, you might say, oh, that's a pretty big area. Well, not really, because it's mainly going to be consisting of big builds, like actual like big houses over there. So it's going to take up a lot of space pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do here is actually build this around with stone brick, and I think I'm going to go with stone brick for this, just because I think for the middle class houses, those voice crack, those materials are going to work out pretty good for us. So yeah, that looks okay for right now. Let me just fill this in with some spruce wood for right now, and we can always reference our other builds, like this one over here, for instance. This one over here, it uses all stone at the bottom, and then it builds up and uses the white. So we want to kind of resemble this build, because this is going to be the actual style that we want to go for. So let's try and do that for this build actually over here, and try to mimic that. I really like the guild houses. I think they turned out really, really nice. And I don't usually say, oh, I'm really proud of this build, because, well, every build that I build is, kind of okay. So it's not it's not necessary for me to be like, oh yeah, this build's great. For me, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's just another build, So, but that guild house, I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. But yeah, guys, as I build this, I want to talk about my new mic that I got, and why I got it, what made me do it, and where we're at now. So what made me want to get a new mic? Well, I've always wanted to get a new mic, but I've always sort of just put it to the side. I was always like, yeah, no, I don't really need it. I don't really feel like spending money when I already have a mic, right? But I was listening to some radio shows, listening to some podcasts, and I would listen back to my videos too. I was like, you know what? My video, I think they could use an upgrade. I think I could use some sort of upgrade. It's about time. I've been doing this for so long now. I've been doing YouTube for oh my gosh, like 6 or 7 years. Not consistently, but I've been doing it long enough to where I kind of need to upgrade. So it just sort of became necessary that I did do that, and got a new mic. So if you're wondering what mic I got, I'll hopefully put it in the description if I remember. If I don't remember, you guys can remind me. But it is called the Blue. It's part of the Blue company. It's called the Blue Baby Bottle SL microphone. It's like a $400 microphone, and yeah. And I was doing a lot of research on it. I was doing so much research, going crazy. I'm like, oh, I gotta find this microphone. The microphone that I'm looking for, and this one. From what the reviews say, bring out the more bassy tones, and more, if you have a deeper voice, it's going to be a better mic for you. And I would say I have a fairly deep voice. I've been told before that I have sort of a radio style voice. So I wanted a mic that was going to complement that. And this microphone, I think, does that perfectly. So you guys will have to let me know how it sounds, what you think of it. If there's anything... do you miss the old microphone? Probably not, right? Probably not. I don't see why anybody would. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it because, it's a step forward, and we're gonna make this is a nice change. I think it's a nice change, at least. I'll just have to see what you guys think about it. But yeah, I think I'm super stoked about it. I was listening to it back, and I was pretty happy with the results that I got. The audio test that I was doing. I got scared for a moment because I can only hear when I was doing the test, I can only hear the microphone out of my left ear, but I fixed all that in OBS, and I also fixed it in Discord as well, so we should be good. So yeah, that was kind of worrying. I'm like, oh no, my mic's broken, but it's just a couple of settings you got to fiddle around with in programs, because my my actual little boxy thing, my mix amp that I had to get for the microphone as well, the one side of it, you plug the microphone into the one side of it, it records into the left audio track or whatever, the left ear. So I had to I did some research, and I was like, oh, okay, so I just gotta basically fix it manually, and that's unfortunate, obviously, because if a program doesn't have that setting, I'm gonna be kind of screwed in that sense. But yeah, no, it'll work out, and it should be fine. I'm still new to all this, microphone stuff. Big shout out to Mr. All Out J for helping me and getting started and helping me look at mics, because he was, so kind to do that and helping me, So there's your guy. If you're looking for microphones, I didn't go with any of the microphones he sent me because I was, too stubborn. I'm like, I want something different. I want to sound like this, and yeah. But yeah, it worked out pretty good in the end, I think, and I absolutely love it. I think that looks pretty good. I think we're coming out with something pretty nice here for the medium houses. But yeah, as I said, just let me know what you guys think of this new microphone, and everything. Hopefully everything works and for the future of this, and it works out pretty good, because I am super stoked to actually have this microphone. I'm very, very privileged. Not privileged, but I mean, like, very fortunate. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm very privileged. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. All right, and just like that, just finishing up the little details on the house there, and yeah, I have to say that looks pretty good. I think it looks really good. I was trying to mimic the style of the other one a little bit, using a little bit more spruce, but I think it worked out pretty good. These houses aren't supposed to stand out like that build does over here. I think that build would stand out a lot more than this one, and I didn't really want it to. So this build is probably double the size, I would say, of the last one. Let's go take a look at the actual poorhouse over here. So all the way over here, we actually have the little house, and yeah, it's definitely double the size of it. Yeah, definitely looks much better than this, and which is what we want. I didn't want to go too big with it because I didn't want people thinking that it's the rich homes, because the rich homes are going to be pretty big, and they're going to be probably, I guess, 4 times the size of that one over there. So this one's double the size, and the rich homes will be 4 times the size of that guy. So let's see how we can do that. But yeah, this one looks pretty cool. I have added a whole bunch of little things, just sticking with that style of the guild house that we have, but just adding a little bit more than that. So I was trying to keep the wool in the back. I thought that looked pretty good. Using the spruce, I forgot what it was called there for a second, but using the spruce wood just to give a little bit more depth. And then also doing this really neat thing with the fireplace. I've actually inset blocks in the chimney, and I thought it looked really cool. I think it looks really cool and adds for a very cool effect, and gives the chimneys a lot more depth. So you have to let me know what you think of that with the using the campfires and all that stuff. I've also done this really cool thing with the roof with just adding this support going across on top of the roof. I think it looks really cool and kind of makes the build look a little bit more distinguished than the other ones that we have. So really cool stuff. I really like it, and I think it worked out pretty good. But now it's time to lay out what we're going to be doing for the rich houses. So if let's say this is basically our lower class house, and we want it to be 4 times the size, right? So we gotta go like this pretty much. Expand off of that way, expand this way, and then expand also this way as well. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. That seems like it would be a really good size for the rich homes. And let's see how big that is in comparison with the whole land here. Yeah, because we just want a few of them, so we can have maybe 4 or 5 over in this section, and then we can also have maybe a couple over here. So that would actually be a really good size for this. Yeah, I like it. So you can see my method in planning out these houses. So I'm going just a little bigger than each one, and also trying to stick with the same sort of style, obviously, because we don't want to vary too much from the style that we're trying to go with. And I really do like this style. I think it's a very bright looking style, and a very almost it puts a smile on my face every time I look at it. I think it looks really cool, especially with the blue roofs. I think the blue roofs really make it pop, and I haven't built with wool in a while, using wool, so it's definitely different for me, and I really like it. You can see over here, same sort of thing going on, lots of little details, and I love using depth. I think the depth really makes it really cool. But I'm gonna get to work on this higher class house and just see if I can come up with anything out of the blue, or just try to improve upon this and put it over here maybe. I don't know, just maybe copy and paste this, make it double. No, I'm going to work on it from the top to the bottom, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, and just like that, I have finished the house. Pog you. Yes, I finished the actual higher class house, and I think it looks really, really good. Now, there are quite a few similarities between this medium class house and also this house as well. Um, first of all, starting off with the top part, I sort of use this sort of shape over here a little bit. You can see it kind of. When these windows weren't here, you could really see the same shape. Maybe you saw it in the time lapse as well, but here you can see, we're really showing the wool and the concrete powder. I think this looks really good. I think it looks really good. I think it's not too much of a change from the medium class house, but it's definitely a step up, and it's much, much bigger. As I said, this is 4 times the size of the smaller house, 2 times the size of the middle house there. So very cool. I think it's going to work really, really well for being the higher class house. And I could just see a whole bunch of these just pasted all around underneath the bridge and all that stuff. It's going to look really, really cool once I actually multiply these a little bit. Now you've been wondering, Blondskunk, is it going to look weird with all the houses being being all the same? I do plan on changing them up very slightly. So with every variation, with every house, I'm going to have a little bit of a variation within the houses themselves, because I think that would definitely add something and make it look a little bit better, instead of just having each house be copy and paste it. Try to change them up with each one that I do paste. So now, yes, some of them are going to be the same. They're going to be exactly the same because I do plan on just copying and pasting these houses as the basic houses that we're going to have, because I don't plan on making totally different designs. I think that would be kind of weird if we had a different design within the same class of house. I don't know if that would look particularly good, and it would get a little bit confusing. So just to have the same house pasted, I think that will just work for right now. But yeah, guys, lots of progress getting done in this world. I'm absolutely loving it. Tell me what you think of all the progress, and if you're enjoying the series, please leave a like on the series. I want to see the support coming. I love it when you guys comment and everything like that. I really do appreciate it. Also, let me know what you guys think of this new microphone. I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing with it all day, so just to record an episode with it is awesome, and I am so happy about it. So let me know your opinions of it, and just give me some feedback on everything, and we'll get moving. We'll get working on all the stuff. It's gonna be great. So probably the next episode we'll probably be working on the actual clock tower. In between episodes, I'm going to work on just filling this out, and again trying to just make these houses all scattered around, maybe working on some terrain work as well, because I don't want this all to be flat. So yeah, we still have a lot of work ahead of us for this kingdom, just this one kingdom in particular. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be really fun. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like. Also, consider subscribing if you're new. And as always, guys, don't forget to be awesome. And I'll see you guys next time.